beautiful monster.
You're a well-rounded martial artist.
Ninja, the way he fights like he's having a good time. I think Jimmy Ninja's a man of integrity.
Here I am, how do you do?
See this, and that's why there's going to be 3,000 people here next year.
All right, hey guys, welcome to the Jimmy Ninja Entertainment Podcast. Ninja Cowboys in the house. I'm your host with the most, Jimmy Ninja, and I'm here in the inversion table to get a little stretch on because this is what is good for the body. Oh my goodness, all the adjustment. I hit some interesting poses too, and it helps me to adjust the body in different areas. Oh, wow. This thing's great. Hey man, we're going to have some amazing guests this season. You guys stay tuned. Keep it kung fu. Yeah, I'm coming. Man, welcome to the Ninja Cowboy Podcast. Hee-yaw, 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 hee-yaw. I'm here with my friend Mr. Cody Halford, Mr. Big Heart, Mr. Haymaker Halford, professional MMA fighter and Renaissance man for the new ages. I hope you can see us well enough that you can make out our beautiful faces. We are here in Abilene, Texas, and we just chit-chatting a little bit, man. How you been? It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah, it's been a while. Just came in a couple of times to your new spot, but it's been a while since then.
What do you think?
I like it. I think it's the best spot you've ever made, or I've ever seen. I love it.
Yeah, most definitely.
I think it's great.
Yeah, we got the cage one panel up last week, and then we're gonna get the back panel. So
nice.
That was like our really only thing we were missing for like serious training. And the guys really got to push into it this week. You know how that goes. And some nice strong doubles and butt drops down into the cage area, but it's good.
In the middle.
Yeah. Speaking of, we got Nick Webb towards the door, getting ready for his second professional fight, and we got Cody Hefstein, new student but lifelong martial artist, getting ready to debut.
Nice.
September 28th, Clovis, New Mexico. Get at CJJ MMA if you're a local business, you're interested in doing their banners. This is a memorial fight for our brother Nick Webb, for his brother who passed away last year. So man, come out and support the event. Come out and support him. Get at me if you want to get on his shirts, if you want to get on a banner. We got to be quick, so get at me this week. All right.
We got two guys on there too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Dude, sweet. Who's going?
Yeah, we got Aaron Leonard.
All right, man.
Doing his fourth amateur
Oh,
fight,
dude,
and then
love
also Andrew Curran. I think it's his 10th.
Yeah, and you rep Premier MMA.
10th or 11th.
Yeah, you rep Premier, and I'm CJ MMA. Two different schools, but guys, we all know because there are, when it comes to sports like MMA, to be honest, there aren't a lot of guys that will do it, and that's just the truth. And the reason is it's not like put on some pads and let's go smack up each other a little bit. I mean, you're actually out there fighting, and at the end of the day, if you don't have the courage or the training to do something like that, you're not going to do it. And that's just a smaller number. So it ends up happening a lot in towns like Abilene and really all over the country. It doesn't really matter the size of the town. A lot of the real guys who train will train together, and it's just smart. It's not really about whose business is better than this business, because there's really no in the cage. We're all fighting, so really it's best for us all to get together. So we always want people to come and train with us. I know personally in our spot, man, we welcome you, and I'm sure Cody feels the same way.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to train.
For sure, cross-training is great.
My goal is not to beat the people here in Abilene. My goal is to beat the people from everywhere else.
For real, though. I don't see any point in beating each other out of the
There's nothing to beat. I mean, we're here to win and represent Abilene. And we all love mixed martial arts. We all love martial arts. And when I'll tell you, too, I love the Clovis show. And my hat's off to Eric Suin for the show, because to me, one of the reasons why we keep going, and some of you Texas promoters, I don't mean to rag on you a little bit, but there's a reason why we go all the way to Clovis and not to some of the shows here, and that's because of their professionalism, how well they're organized, and just how well they treat us. So, you might take note of that, because to me, we should be fighting more here in Texas, but we go where the shows are most organized, because it's about our fighters. And we appreciate Sifu Suin, and we look forward to going there. And he's had a big victory lately, because he had a guy that I think might have done his first few professional fights with you, like one of my guys, Bunmi Samchai, and that guy just captured the lightweight strap for Legacy Fighting Alliance, LFA, Mr. Harvey Park, man. So our hats off to him, because that dude, he's legit. Cody knows. Cody's actually fought him. So.
Yeah, I fought him. He's legit.
Yeah.
He's a great fighter. Yeah, I was honestly disappointed to see how it played out in his last fight.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see the last one yet.
He got injured. His leg got injured during the fight. It really
Talk about it a little bit. You might have to speak. Quiet.
He was doing pretty good. He was just getting caught with some leg kicks, and from what I understand, he got a fracture, and he just kind of toughed it out until he couldn't. And then he couldn't fight back.
That's no joke, though. I think it's funny.
It happens.
Well, we know what's funny. Here's the funny thing. Fighters and people who train know the devastation of a leg kick. People who don't train, they think they do because they hear it go smack, and they watch it on the tube. But the thing is, they have no clue. Yeah. The truth is, you take a baseball bat and you let your friend swing at your thigh bone as hard as he can 2 or 3 times, and it's similar. There's something very close, very similar to that. So,
I mean, most people don't endure a fracture. So enduring a fracture is pretty serious still.
Yeah.
It's pretty serious.
So we hope Park comes back soon, man. Much respect for you, and we'll probably see you on September 28th. And I'm actually looking to bring him here, so we've been sending some messages out, and hopefully soon we can get Harvey to come here and do a little seminar for all the MMA fighters. I think it'd be wonderful. Other stuff going on in the news, I don't really know. I know there's some wrestling stuff going on, right?
Wrestling.
Was it Khabib? Was there new Khabib news?
Well, I mean, Khabib is about to fight Dustin Poirier here with him.
I know a lot of guys over at ATT. I know Dustin Poirier is an amazing striker, but man, and he has world-class wrestlers over there at ATT with him. Is that going to help him with Khabib, this guy on this level?
I think everything helps, but how much will it help? I mean, he's on another level, so it's really hard to mimic his style and his level of skill. So it's one of those things where he's going to have to, I think, put himself in the right position the whole time. It's going to be less about beating him at his own game and a lot more about not allowing him to start it. And the only way he could do that is if he
kind of like George,
I think he stays on his
George
bike.
Masvidal did on what's his name? He didn't even let him get going.
Yeah, he didn't let him go.
He had a plan. He had a strategy. And he just taking that type of assertiveness to the fight. Yeah.
Sure, and then I think after that it's a lot of cage generalship. I think he's just going to have to find a way to stay on his bike and make him strike with him, because Dustin Poirier is a better striker. Period.
Yeah, absolutely.
In my opinion.
Shout out to our friends in Houma in the Louisiana area. I know that's Poirier's home ground as well, but a lot of people end up out at ATT and Coconut Creek, so shout out to all you guys too, man. Possibly I would vote as probably the #1 MMA academy in the world, just with the level of fighters and the level of facility and coaches. So if anyone ever is looking for you're a young fighter and you want to make that real commitment, you want to go where the best are and sharpen with yourself with iron, make that trip, go to Coconut Creek, get an apartment. They have housing, actually. I think that they actually have housing. So maybe go through the channels, and make that dream. I've always believed in that as a musician and as a fighter. And this came from my youth. When I was probably about 12, I had an offer to go to Crenshaw's and train and live with a family, but it was in Austin, Texas. But it was also the #1 male gymnastics school in Texas. And I wanted to go. Everything in my spirit was like, yes, that's the next move. But my parents were like, no way, we still got you for a few more years, and that's not happening. And I was very disappointed about that. So as an adult, if there was an opportunity to go train with someone or someplace, man, I would make the trip. There was a lot of things I wouldn't do or spend money on, but literally I would spend money to, drive to Dallas 3 or 4 times a month to train with Carlos Machado for an hour for $80. And this is when I didn't have any 80 cents. But I would find that money because that's how important jiu-jitsu was to me at the time.
Sure.
And I just think that's, and that's why a lot of us are fired up about this sport, because we're not fired up about a lot in life. But you and I have been talking, I don't even know when that first fight was, 2002?
Oh, no.
2003?
It was in, I believe my first fight was in 08.
08?
And, the one with Premier.
2008?
Yeah. I believe it was 08.
So it's 10 years,
11
years for that. But again, even with that minimizing even of that time, that's all we've been talking about.
Yeah.
For it, you know, is mixed martial arts
Yeah,
and
it's
MMA.
been the deal.
And now the whole world's been talking about it. And I'm really thankful because I picked this thing 30 years ago because I just love to fight. I grew up in a fighting culture. I grew up with people fighting all the time. It just made sense to me. If you'd asked me if I wanted to be a skateboarder or a hang glider, I probably would have said no. You know, I'd go with the fighting. And that it became a big deal and a real career field and a real industry was not something. I always used to say back then, it'll take 50 years. That's what I said after the VHS and the Gracie and everybody that I knew that was fired up. I told them 50 years. 50 years it'll be big like the NFL. That's what I used to say. I think it happened in like less than 20. Like in less than 20, it got so huge.
Oh, it's still getting there. I mean, I think the NFL and stuff like that is still. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still got a ways to go.
In its own way,
but
though. Is what
yeah,
I mean. Not as big as a competitive way,
Sure.
but like as big as now. It's the brand of fighting. Like
Sure.
if you are an NFL of something, UFC is the
Yeah,
NFL.
UFC is definitely the NFL
Yeah.
so far.
Well,
That's great.
I'm going to keep this one a little short. We might make a couple,
Yeah.
but man, this beer is not sponsored by anybody. So if you want to get at me, I know there's some local brewmeisters out there. My friend Adam Malagrucci is making some nice brew, I heard. So you got to get out to wherever he's serving that. And a shout out to Adam Malagrucci. And a big shout out to Terry Knight from 102 The Bear. The Queen coming back for this last Texas State Songwriters was such an amazing thing. We appreciate Lone Star for hosting it. We had an amazing event. Congratulations to Tanner Smith from Dallas, Texas for winning. John Hester, local guy, was here second, and Jason Stepner from Fort Worth was third, man. We're going to be doing a showcase of those top 3 finalists soon. Reach out to us and make sure you become a part of it. And we're also talking about some big things during the holidays and Halloween coming up. So you guys can get at us at www.chaikongjujitsu.com or Google Jimmy Ninja or CJJ MMA. I appreciate Cody Halford for being here today. We got some cool stuff to talk about, man. Get at us. You got anything you want to say before we take off?
No. Oh, shout out to Tim Kruger being Dustin Poirier's, original
Coach?
mentor and coach. You know,
Always got to hear about the OGs.
I think he's a great.
A lot of these guys graduate to big teams, but man, a lot of them came from hard work and hard coaches that dedicated a long time in their life, and a lot of times a lot of money just to help them get to the place they needed to get to. So, yeah, definitely a shout out. One more time for that OG coach.
Tim Kruger.
Coach Tim Kruger, man. Mad respect, man. All right, bro. Ninja Cowboys, we're out. We'll talk to you soon. We'll be back. Cool.
Beautiful monster.
Ninja, a well-rounded martial
Ninja,
artist.
the way he fights like he's having a good time. I think Jimmy Ninja's a man of integrity.
Here I am,